Thank you very much for your time. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
I hope you're well.
I'm doing very good. Barka da Sallah.
Baraka Kade.
That's why.
Well, let's start with your own reaction to the numbers we are seeing of Ghanaians who have taken up this offer, and I'm sure you've seen some of the videos. How many of them were happy to have had their government extend this to them. What do you make of the gesture and the response from the Ghanaians who have taken up this offer?
Well, let me say good morning once again to you and your distinguished listeners and everybody listening to Radio Gold this morning. My brother, is when you listen to the returnees or the evacuees, you get to realize that they are more than happy to come back to Ghana. Because what I have heard is that they have been having sleepless nights because you are not even sure when somebody will come and attack you because you are a foreigner in a country that you want to earn a living. So you sleep in fear, you sleep in anxiety. You are not comfortable at any point in time because you think you can be attacked. So I am not surprised that many of them are willing or, couldn't control their joy in returning back to their home country, Ghana.
Do you think this move was necessary?
Hello?
Do you think it was the only way out?
My brother, it is the only way out. It is the only way out because you live in a country where they claim to have laws, and yet a group of persons can get up and take the law into their own hands and attack people that they think they are the ones taking their jobs. You understand? So once you cannot be protected by the state of South Africa, you have to find your way back home. That's the only alternative because you can't be protected. Your life, your property cannot be protected. Even the property that you are in South Africa to work for, at the end of the day, you are maimed, you are killed, you are wounded, such that they take the property. Sometimes you see when the xenophobia is happening, they do looting too. It's not just attacking. They do a lot of looting, and they go to their homes and attack them, take their property, and all of that. So it's better you come back to your home country and start something than living in a country where you can't be protected. There are South Africans in Ghana, around 3,000 plus. Their lives and properties are being protected by the Ghanaian security. Their lives is secured. Their properties are secured. Why will I be in their country that I cannot be protected? My life cannot be guaranteed for the next second. I don't know the next second what will happen to my life. So it's better I come to my home country. So you could see the joy in their faces. You could see the narration when your colleague media people interview some of them, the narrations they give. It's to the fact that they are more than happy to come back to Ghana. There's a lady they interview and she said that, look, she has a son. She said, my brother, I'm more than happy that I'm home. Because in the night you are sleeping whilst your one eye is open. Because you have to find a way at any time you can be attacked. So you are sleeping whilst your one eye is open because you can be attacked at any point in time. You walk in fear. You sleep in fear. You are working even at the workplace. You can be attacked at any time. So why won't I come back to start a life in Ghana, my home country?
But the suggestion has always been that this is it cyclical, seasonal, that it all pass, it will all simmer. It's something that perhaps they may be used to. So why evacuate them? What message would you be sending to the South African authorities?
Pardon me, my brother.
The question about what shouldn't we be considering the kind of message you'll be sending to the South African authorities too when you make this kind of moves?
Yes, we engage the South African authorities since the start of this xenophobia. In fact, it's been happening like you said, but this one is to the extreme, such that we just have no option than to take serious, concrete disciplinary actions against the South African government. So that is why the Minister of Foreign Affairs is petitioning the AU for AU to investigate into the circumstances of this xenophobia. Because we are talking of African integration. We are talking of AFTA. We are talking of ECO. We are talking of Africa becoming one. And yet, in an African country, they cannot tolerate other African descent who are in their country to earn a living. That is appalling. That is condemnable. That is something that we should not tolerate at all. It cannot help in the regional integration that we are all yearning for. Africa cannot be one. We can't claim Africa is one when we ourselves are even discriminating against one another. When apartheid started, many African countries stood up and supported South Africa to fight apartheid. And yet today, they themselves have taken the law into their own hands and they are fighting Africans. That is something that we should not accept at all. It's unacceptable.
And one of the leading voices when it comes to this is a lady who goes by the name Jacinta. Now, what she's been saying is that we are overreacting to this. How do you say to that? What do you say to that?
That lady needs psychiatric attention. I don't see how a normal human being in his right or her right thinking mind can say that the Ghanaians are overreacting. You cannot go and be beating Ghanaians. You can't go and be attacking Ghanaians and you say that we should not react. The fact of the matter is that there are some of them who have genuine documents who are lawfully living in South Africa. In every country, there are Ghanaians there are other country citizens who are illegally staying in Ghana here. So if you want to say that the Ghanaian or Ghana government is overreacting, you can't be attacking my citizens. You can't be giving my citizens an insecure life in your country and say that we should not react. I think she needs some medical attention.
How far? Okay, so this is the first batch. How far should our government go to ensure that everybody in South Africa who is Ghanaian, and also perhaps push for our other African nationals, that they are safer that an environment is created in South Africa where because of course we've been speaking integration, where everybody there is safe and is able to work and earn a living?
Please frame your question again.
I am asking how far should Ghana go to ensure that we protect Ghanaians in South Africa?
Yes, the only way is that there must be sanctions. There must be sanctions and some compensations and disciplinary action against South Africa as a country. If that fails, I'm telling you that the next attack that they will embark on will be so chaotic. It will be barbaric. So this is the time Ghana needs to really stand firm and ensure that AU bites. Ensure that compensations, investigations are conducted into this matter. People that conducted or misconducted themselves should be brought to book. They should be taken to the law enforcement agencies for action to be taken against them. And the government of South Africa should pay some compensation and some punishment should be meted out to the South African government. That is the only way they will know that, look, when you do this, these are the repercussions.
So for you, it lies in the court of the AU?
Yes, AU is our mother body. We all signed to it as a body that should support the unity and cohesion of Africa. So once AU is there and all of us belong to AU should be able to ensure that investigations are conducted and sanctions meted out. So we will push the AU. That's one of the areas. We'll push the AU. If we push AU and we fail, we will come back home and also trigger something that I would not want to disclose.
So the very first step for you is the AU, but there are other ways to which this...
There are other ways that we have in our sleeves that I won't be able to talk on air because the government will take it up.
Let me conclude by asking you, because I was just talking about integration, African nations working together. Does this thing that is happening in South Africa in any way affect our forward march towards integration, especially economically, considering the size of the South African economy alone?
Yes, my brother, definitely. Remember that it is not only Ghanaians that they are asking to leave their country. They are asking other countries, African countries too, to leave. So you would have seen the Tanzanian president, the woman who was so furious and also was giving ultimatum to South Africans to leave her country. So if other African countries join up to say that, look, all South Africans in our country also go home, how can this promote How can this promote the unity or integration of the African continent? It cannot. Definitely, South Africans are a threat to the integration of the continent that we are all talking about. Serious threat. If this is their conduct, they are a threat to the African unity. They are a threat to AFTA. They are a threat to African integration.
And what will be your message to the returning Ghanaians?
Well, I just want to let them know that they should feel safe at home. Government has put in measures to ensure that they are catered for by way of packages that they can be able to do something for themselves and their family and contribute to the economy of Ghana. That is the assurance I can give them. Government will not let them down. All the promises we give them before their return, government would adhere to it and make sure that they are comfortable, they are safe, they are well integrated back into the Ghanaian society. Those who are students who want to go back to school, government will take it up. Those who want to do business, government will support them. Women and children, government will provide the necessary support for all of them to feel safe at home, that they won't even think about South Africa. South Africa will be a thing of the past in their minds.
But what message should our government be getting from this? That there are Ghanaians who perhaps are going through these difficulties, but will still prefer to stay in South Africa than come back to Ghana and perhaps work to better their lives, that they'll prefer anywhere else but Ghana. What should we be learning from this, and how should we inform how we perhaps act as a people, as a government moving forward?
If any Ghanaian in South Africa feels that he is secured. Well, remind you that there are some few Ghanaians who have also, by way of marriage, are married to some of them. So in that case, they are now more like South Africans. So maybe they will not attack them. Their lives and properties will always be secured. So that one, we will only wish them well. If you think that your stay there is more comfortable than coming back to Ghana, we can only wish you well and tell you to be more cautious as you move around with your daily routine.
Well, Honorable, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.
Honorable Cletus Dapilah is Vice Chairman Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, speaking to us this morning. Of course, there's a lot that needs to be done, perhaps to nip this in the bud. And occasionally I like going on the Twitter page of this Jacinta, and she goes by Jacinta Izingo Bese on Twitter, and just going through and reading some of the things she's writing. Perhaps, see, in Africa we follow people. People follow all kinds of people. Sometimes the reasoning alone leaves much more to be decided. Yes, leaves so much more to be decided. And people are following her. Anyway, taking us exactly 33 minutes past 8 here in the studios of Radio Gold.